Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is Johnny here. Now most of you know already that I'm an actor, YouTuber, father, etc. But what you may not know is that I've been a lifelong Philadelphia Eagles fan. And right now we're 5-0 for the second consecutive year in a row. That hasn't been done in a number of decades, actually, by another NFL team. And I had to make this video because I wanted my voice on this particular subject. Matter of fact, I'm not a Philadelphia Eagles content creator, so I want to give a shout out to all those who are, such as Philly 500, Lord Brunson, Eagle Owl, Mott, Weapon X, and all the host of the other Philadelphia Eagle content creators that are incredible across YouTube. But I had to make this video. I had to make my voice heard on this particular subject. And what I want to talk about, my question is what does the NFL have against the Philadelphia Eagles? Let me start with this, okay? I want to go back in time a little bit. I'm going to bring it up to date. And let me explain. In 2021, we decided to give Jalen Hurts the reins. That was his first year of starting as QB in the NFL. And essentially what happened during that year is what most people forget, and why I'm bringing it up now is because I want you guys to understand that in 2021, Jalen Hurts had the most touchdowns called back by NFL referees out of any quarterback that year. He had over 7, and basically 2 of them didn't affect us because 2 were called back. We ended up scoring a touchdown after that anyway. But 5, the remaining 5, turned into field goals. Okay, so the point that I'm making here is basically the front office of the Philadelphia Eagles knew that Jalen Hurts had 5 more touchdowns on his record than what was actually being reported. That's why they decided to go with him the following year, even though they were keeping options open and they were looking, etc., doing their due diligence. They knew Jalen Hurts was a lot better than what people were thinking. They knew that. Most of the fans didn't know that. They didn't realize that, oh, this guy was throwing dimes and he was throwing touchdowns and things were getting called back and people were getting called for holding penalties that weren't there, etc. Okay, the Eagles front office knew this. They knew this kid was better than what people were giving him credit for. That's the point that I'm making, right? So fast forward, here we go in 2022, right? He takes his team, the Philadelphia Eagles, to the freaking Super Bowl. Now, it was a surprise to most people, but again, Philadelphia Eagles knew the kid was legit. They knew who they drafted. They knew that once they surrounded him with specific talent and things of that nature, that there was a chance that we'll go to the playoffs again. All right? Now, in the midst, we go to the Super Bowl. And the next thing that I want to talk about is I'm going to talk about Sodgate. Last year in the Super Bowl 2022, the NFL let this person named George Toma, or George Toma, whatever his name is. He goes by the Sodfather. He's a lifelong Chiefs fan. They allowed this dude to lay the grass down in the stadium for the Super Bowl. Now, when he did this, it was well understood that we had 70 sacks for the season on the pass rush. Most of those sacks were on our front 4 because this guy, Jonathan Gannon, just refused to blitz. So that understanding was very prevalent. And they allowed this guy, this Chiefs fan, Toma, to lay the sod down. And I'm going to show you the footage here of our players slipping on and sliding all over this grass. Meanwhile, keep in mind, the same year, a few weeks earlier, we played the Arizona Cardinals on the same field and had no problem until they changed the grass. Matter of fact, the game against the Arizona Cardinals that we had on the same field, in the same arena, right? It was a close game. It was like, I think we won 20-17 or something like that. And but we had no problem getting around on the field, getting people down and tackle, getting to the quarterback, etc. We didn't have a problem until we got to the Super Bowl. Okay? So look at the footage of us sliding around the Super Bowl, and then look at the footage here of us, right? Playing against Arizona, same stadium, no problem, but the grass was unaltered at that point. That's the second thing that I want to bring up here, and I don't care if it's beating a dead horse at this point. I'm bringing it up because it needs to be brought up, right? At this point in time, entities are doing things against a team that is legit, right? The team is legit playmakers, legit general manager, right? Legit coaching, right? Legit ownership. Jeffrey Lurie. This guy has never been involved in any nonsense practically in his whole life. Does everything the right way. You know, believing in racial equality inside the United States, supporting soldiers, right? Raising money for things such as autism, you know, things like that hit home. This is a dude who has felt life for real. You know what I mean? Hasn't been, insulated from being around real people, right? So when he runs an organization and he runs a team, he runs it for real. He knows his business, but he's running his team like a family, right? So long story short, he ain't padding the pockets of these overinflated networks and things of that nature to talk nonsense about his team. He don't have a plant everywhere. Matter of fact, before Shady got on TV, I don't even recall the last time we had someone representing the Philadelphia Eagles in national media. Like, it's like it's unheard of. But all these other teams want to plant these people all around these national networks to talk crap about their team, even when it's not true. The third point that I want to talk about is all of a sudden, right, we got players like A.J. Brown, you know what I mean, who were physical specimens since they came in the league. Everybody knew it. But for some reason, right, the week before last week, we play against Washington. He goes after a big game, right? Well, guess what? The NFL did that same thing against A.J. Brown the year before in 2022 when he lit up the Pittsburgh Steelers. So he lit up the Pittsburgh Steelers and they decided to drug test and pull him to the side then, trying to get him suspended or get him out or catch him doing something that he ain't supposed to do. And then this year they went as far as testing him and Reed Blankenship, who, by the way, against Washington, Reed Blankenship was lights out, laying people flat, right? Causing fumbles and stuff and knocking people out of bounds, right? Have an incredible game, Reed Blankenship. Time to drug test him. So when our players play good, they want to drug test our players, right? And it's supposed to be random. So every team's supposed to get these drug tests, etc. But the moral of the story is they always drug testing our players whenever our players play out of their mind. And it's just funny, you know? Something that I want to point out and I want you to keep an eye on. Okay? So lastly, but not least, right? Here we are now, the NFL and everybody here is talking about banning plays now because we're that good at it. Specifically, they want to call it the tush push, which is really the brotherly shove or the quarterback sneak, right? They want to ban that just because we are just so good at it. But in reality, look at this article here in 2020. The NFL and the likes are praising Tom Brady for being the king of quarterback sneaks. Meanwhile, you get a guy like Jalen Hurts who can do it all. Inside the pocket, outside the pocket, extend the play, run on your behind, shake you, including quarterback sneaks. And now they want to take it away from him. They want to ban it, but in reality, these other teams out here just poor at doing it. And you know what? That's why when the NFL committee looked at this play over the summer last year, they didn't ban it. Because they knew that other teams had a possibility of looking at the play and doing the same thing, and they're trying it, but they just can't do it at the same success rate. So now here we go again, second year in a row, let's ban it. It's a joke. That's all I want to say. I want to get this off my chest. You could tell I'm irritated with it. I don't care At the end of the day, what I want all you guys to do, if you're an Eagles fan out there and you're watching the rest of the season unfold and you see some stuff that you don't agree with or you know is unfair and is not being reported on accurately, I want you to add it in the comments on this video. Push this video around, because at the end of the day, I want to see this team succeed or fail on their own merit. We don't need help from y'all, right? If we're gonna fail, we're gonna fail on our own dime. If we're gonna succeed, we're gonna succeed on our own dime. And y'all not gonna do a damn thing to stop it. Y'all know what to do. Ghosts.